How's it going, bro? So this is a topic that a lot of young men would be researching right now. The method I give you in this video will not only help if you're looking for a traditional girlfriend or traditional wife, but also simply finding your ideal girlfriend in general. I'll walk you through what's given me some great success in my life, and I really think it will work for any young man who pursues this goal. So what I want you to do is first make a list of all the qualities, characteristics of your ideal girlfriend. Make it 50 bullet points, 100 bullet points, as detailed as possible. Once you've made that list, imagine how this woman thinks, how she acts. Now imagine what kind of man she would want to date, and better yet, marry one day. Make a list of that as well. 50 bullet points, 100 bullet points. Make both of these lists very comprehensive. Now look at that second list you made, the list about your woman's ideal man, and see which points you start lacking on. If you've been on self-development for quite a while now, there's a good chance you'll start developing on at least a few of those points. Those are the points you want to develop if you haven't attracted your ideal woman yet. To give you an idea of some of the points that I have, at least on my first list, that is, of the ideal woman, it would be the more surface level stuff that I imagine a lot of guys would have, like a feminine woman or a woman who's very submissive and happy in your presence. But I can also go beyond that, like the kind of way she would act around your children, the kind of way you would expect her to act with you 20 years from now, the kind of books she reads, the kind of music she listens to. I really go into detail with this. Now I'll do the same again for the male side. For me, it would be stuff like being a masculine man, be a driven man. That's the more surface level stuff that everyone would be talking about. But also the kind of books you read. So like, personally, a book I'm a big fan of is The Way of the Superior Man. I'm covering it on this channel, but you don't have to watch it through my channel. You can even find the book. For me, The Way of the Superior Man, side note, is also very useful for your love life. Also, look at the kind of way she would want to be treated 20 years from now. Mold yourself up into becoming that man that can treat her well 20 years from now, 30 years from now. Beyond this, like long-term planning and having lists and all of that, I would also recommend that you start approaching more girls. You've probably seen a lot of cold approach videos on YouTube and all of that. I can make one myself, but I'm sure those videos have at least given you a general idea of what you need to do. Approach some girls and see which ones get very close to fulfilling this list. Very few girls would probably 100% fulfill this list, but the reality is eventually you would find one or even two, three even, who do fulfill this list. These are the girls you need to start pursuing. But oftentimes, because you have quite a detailed list, you're not going to know as soon as you meet them whether they're the one who's going to fulfill that list. You might say, okay, they're fulfilling a lot of points, but a lot of it you won't even know until you've known them for a few weeks, even months. Depending on how deep you go, you might only find out once you start dating them. So you need to keep all of this in mind. Now, beyond this, I also want to talk about once you start dating, as I've kind of alluded to before. You need to be constantly showering her with love. Constantly, every second giving her presents, well, every second that you're with her. Not every second of your day, of course, you do other things. But every second of your time with her. Give her presents, give her love. It's a long-term project. But you probably know by now that the long-term rewards are worth the long-term sacrifice. And in this case, frankly, I wouldn't even say it's a sacrifice. The man you need to become to attract a high-quality woman is going to give you so many benefits in other walks of life anyway. So it's kind of killing 2, 3, 4 birds with a singular stone. So yes, bro, make those 2 lists. And actually, I would say, especially if you're newer to self-development, keep adding to those lists. Review it once a week, twice a week even. Review it now and then and see what ideas come to mind. Keep adding it. Even if you've been on self-development for a while and have a general idea of what you like and what you don't like, add to it every now and then. Review it maybe even once a month, but review it. Because also another side rant that I want to have quickly with you. Oftentimes you would actually find the woman who fulfills all these qualities, or at least a large portion of them. But it wouldn't necessarily click in your brain, at least not immediately. If you've done any research into attachment styles, you would know there's the secure attachment style, the anxious attachment style, and the avoidant attachment style. Now, if you're secure, you'll probably notice immediately whether this is the kind of girl you want to date based on your requirements. But if you are either anxious or avoidant, or even just partially anxious or avoidant, there's a good chance your brain wouldn't automatically realize that this is what you're looking for. That's a whole separate topic, whole nother video. But the gist of it is that if you're anxious, you will generally be attached to someone who frankly doesn't really like to spend time with you. That's the best way to put it. Like, they're very distant from you. Flip side, if you're avoidant, you'll want someone that's a bit too clingy to you, and you'll have a dynamic where you want to pull away from them. Now, chances are your ideal partner is neither of these, but it will be what your brain's looking for. So this is why you have to even consult the list now and then. Of course, becoming a more secure attachment style is something you should opt for, something I had to go through myself. I was on the more anxious side for most of my life. So something, I think I should cover that in another video, but you get the general idea of what I'm going to do. I wish you all the best on this pursuit, bro. It is starting to rain and I'm out to my car, but I wish you all the best. Good way to end the video anyway. See you in the next one, bro.